So to start us off, I just wanted to ask, why does taking part in Soccer Aid mean so much to you?
I mean, I've loved it the last 2 years. I mean, it's one of the things that I've looked forward to as soon as I got asked to come back. I was so excited to be asked to come back and play again this year. This will be my third SoccerAid, and it's just an incredible event to be a part of. And I've kind of experienced it as a fan sitting at home watching it, and it was, I've always watched it and always loved it. I've loved the mix of people that you get, and to have experienced it myself is amazing. It's, for a football fan, you're living a dream. You're sharing a pitch, like, being up against somebody like Roberto Carlos. I've watched these people, and as a fan, and it's surreal. So much of it is surreal, but it's also just it's an incredible event for an amazing cause. And last year, I was lucky enough to go away with UNICEF and see the work they were doing in Jordan in the Zaatari refugee camp. And I've managed to see, I've got to see the other side of it, really, because I've seen all the glitz and glamour of the game, being stood there next to David Beckham while Robbie Williams is singing Angels, which is like one of the great moments of my life. And you see this event, but the whole idea of it, why it's being put on is to raise money and to get people into the stadiums to raise, money for UNICEF, and to have seen where it's gone. So I've kind of seen just how much of an impact the event has now. And also for me, as someone who, I grew up, kind of suggested to me that probably football wasn't the thing for me, with having a prosthetic and being disabled. It's not something you're overly encouraged to do. And I've always loved my football. I've always loved it. And it's something that's quite obviously special for me and for my family to see me go out there. And yeah, obviously if I had a wish, my body would allow me to do more and do the same as some of the other celebrities, not the pros. I mean, that dream's long gone, but it's like as some of the other celebrities. I would love that, but I just try to do what I can, and it's kind of, it's one of those things where I would never not want to do SoccerAid. It's just an amazing event. I cannot describe it.
Yeah, well, it's been a delight to see you get involved so far, and I think everyone watching at home just loves watching the whole game. As you mentioned, like there's so many lovely moments come out of it, and I think you touched a bit there on some of the things that have stood out for you. I was wondering if you do have a most memorable moment of your time on the show so far.
I think certainly it's twofold. Certainly, it's visiting Zaatari last year is something that will stay with me for the rest of my life, and meeting, meeting Ilan and Hamza, the children I met while I was out there, and their families, and them sharing their stories with me. I think about them all the time, and it's something that will stay with me forever. And then obviously, there's the flip side of it is I think that first SoccerAid, when I kind of came off, and obviously just the applause as well, and just to have known that I'd done it and I'd been a part of it. And I think I was only on the pitch for 14 minutes and I was knackered for 13 and a half of those, but it was just that moment at the London Stadium was incredible. And last year at Old Trafford was great, but yeah, I'd say that kind of those two moments are the big ones.
Yeah, both really great moments. And then I want to ask you about your thoughts on the new players that are joining Soccer Aid for the first time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're particularly interested in Bobby Brazier, who our audience loved on Strictly. How do you think he's going to take from sort of dancing shoes to football boots? Do you think it's going to go well?
I can guarantee you, I bet you he's a really good player. Having never seen him play football before, I bet you he's a really good footballer. I think he's fit. The geezer's he's done extremely well at Strictly. So he's physically fit, which is a big bonus. when you have people like me alongside you. I need someone to do the running. So yeah, I think Bobby will be amazing. We've also got Sam Thompson as well, who's just, who I loved in I'm a Celebrity. So I'm looking forward to meeting those boys. And yeah, and in terms of we've got Stephen Bartlett as well this year. He's come over to the England team. He's experienced victories with the World 11. He's come over to try and bring that to us this year. I just want to win one. I would love to win one, because I know England had lost a few before I'd started, but it doesn't sit quite right with me that since I've been playing on the England team at SoccerAid, they haven't won. So I would love it if ideally we could.
I wanted to ask about that. How much about this is about the winning versus the taking part? Because obviously it's such an important cause, but England are behind at the moment in those wins. How much does it mean to you to try and get that win in?
We want to win. I mean, it's one of those things where I love everyone. It's the best group, and I've made some incredible friends through SoccerAid as well. Like Martin Compston on the World 11, he's somebody who I absolutely love, one of my favourite people. But I want to beat him on the 9th of June. I'm telling you that now. I want him to lose quite heavily, ideally. But it is, you want to win, and it's all fun, and everyone kind of comes together, for the few days at the training, and it's amazing, and everyone's lovely. And then you get out there on the game day on the Sunday, and it's serious, and it always gets quite serious. The moment when it kind of sinks in is, we've done the penalty shootout the last couple of years to decide who gets the home dressing room and who gets the away dressing room, and we've lost that both times. And World 11 have gone on to win. But when it gets to that kind of deciding who gets the dressing room, it gets really serious. That penalty shootout is really tense. So yeah, I mean, I would love us to win one. I'm very jealous of, I know Maisie Adam really well, and she came straight into SoccerAid last year with the World 11. Got married on the Saturday, won SoccerAid on the Sunday. It was a great weekend for her, but I was very jealous of coming straight in and winning. So yeah, I actually don't. I think the trophy's probably too big for me to hold anyway, so I don't even think I'll be able to lift it. I need help, but I just want to experience.
Well, fingers crossed, it might be yours this time.
Yeah.
And then I know that Gladiators Diamond is joining the World.
Yeah.
Are you scared about coming across sort of dramatic opposition?
I mean, yeah. I mean, she's like pretty. Yeah, she'll be tough. I wouldn't want. Put it this way, I wouldn't want to go into like a shoulder challenge at all. I think I'm going to end up going flying. But again, this is what I love about SoccerAid, though. All these kind of different people that come together, and will be playing. I'm still sinking in that the World 11 got Eden Hazard. And it's like, I was only at Stamford Bridge, must have been about 6 or 7 years ago, watching Arsenal. And I remember him scoring this unbelievable goal against us. And now all of a sudden he's going to be on the other team. And it just kind of blows my mind.
And then Frank Lampard's joining the coaching team for England. And I was just wondering, that's actually, I think, the sort of third co-manager that you've now got in the England team. Are you at all worried there's a bit of a too many cooks situation going on, or are you just excited?
I'm just excited. I met Frank at the photo shoot we did, and he's a lovely guy. And also, of course, I love Harry Redknapp and I love David Seaman, and it's a good kind of group of people to have to be listening to. I think I'm quite looking forward to seeing what Frank brings to the dynamic this year. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, and then Tom Grennan's also, I believe, playing for England again. And last year, he also performed the halftime show, which is just insane levels of energy. Do you have anything that you know about this year's halftime show? Can we expect some sort of similar performance?
I don't know who's performing, if I'm honest with you. But what I would say is, if it's anything like the last 2 years, you had Robbie. The first year I did it, and then we had Tom last year. I don't know how Tom had the energy for it. I don't know how he had the geezer, and also he's not just on the pitch as in like just knocking about, and he'll do a little jog here and there. He runs, and he's just honestly, he's one of the fittest people I've ever seen. I'm so jealous of him. He's fit, he's handsome, he can play football, he can sing. He's incredible.
Definitely. I mean, I can't quite believe he did it, but he did, and it was an amazing performance.
Yeah, it was, and he
Um,
doesn't hold back in either, does he? He doesn't hold back in his singing or his football, and that's what I love about him. He's a really good bloke.
Definitely. And then you mentioned that you actually started training. So can you tell us a bit about what that entails? Are you going to be meeting with more people that are also taking part in SoccerAid, or is it an individual effort?
I haven't made any plans to meet up with people yet. For me, it's just I feel like for me just to maximise to get the most I can out of my body. It's a really important thing for me. So certainly I've got to build up my legs and the muscles in them. So yeah, I've been training, and also just I'll be honest, if you do fitness, it's like disabled or not. Like I'm 40. I'll be 40 when I'm 40 in May. So I'll have just turned 40 when we play SoccerAid. So it's a fitness thing for me, and I do like to go out a little bit. So it's I'll have a big month in May with the end of the football season and with my 40th. So it's for me, it's just I want to try and shift a bit of timber. And just try and for even for the for the training and stuff like that. However long I play on the pitch, it's just a privilege to be there. But it's just try and get the most. But I've been I've really been pushing myself this time. Certainly a lot more. I'm pushing myself, and I've lost a little bit of weight, and I just need that to continue for the next few months, and I should hopefully will be all right.
Yeah. And if you could give a prediction on what you think the result might be in June, what would you say at the moment?
I'd say at the moment it will be 2-1 to England, and it will be very tight. Very tight. There's a lot of good players out on the pitch this time, So yeah, it'll be very tight. I wouldn't go as far as to say that I'll have any impact on us winning that, but what I would say is I like to think that England will win.
I'm sure you'll have an impact, and I'd love to see that happen as well for you. Well, thank you very much for chatting. That brings to an end my questions today. So this has just been really great.
Oh, thank you so much.
All of your information about SoccerAid. Congratulations on getting to take part again. Like, it's just such a fun event.
Love it. And
Really looking forward to catching it.
oh, thank you. Just before we go, I just want to plug the fact that you can get tickets now. It's on the website. It's at socceraid.org.uk/tickets. You can get a family of 4 in there. For 2 adults, 2 children can attend for £60. And it's Sunday the 9th of June at Stamford Bridge. So please come along, please get tickets, please come out and support us. It's going to be an amazing game, an amazing show, and just the cause is the best. And hopefully this year we can take the money raised through SoccerAid past that 100 million mark.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Alex.
Cheers. Take care. Thank you very much.